Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. While Steffy accuses Ridge of betraying her mother once more, Deacon exhorts Taylor to find love. Deacon advised Remy to get therapy as everyone counted their blessings. When Deacon stops by Taylor's office, she inquires about Sheila's situation. Sheila stopped by to thank her, the doctor informs him. Deacon Taylor's appointment. Deacon tells the therapist that he doesn't want to lose her because she has been his lifeline. As her patient, he still longs to see her. He aspires to be the guy he believes he is capable of being. Deacon desires to assist Taylor. He continues, "I think I can help you too." She grins. He is aware that his name lacks beautiful letters, yet he has gut feelings and understands her struggles. He is aware of how Ridge and Brooke have mistreated her. He offers to help her get her act together after they discuss how they are their roadkill. Deacon doubts whether she is genuinely content. Given that she is a saint, she should be. Roadkill, Deacon Taylor. He believes that supporting her will benefit him, but she feels that they are veering off course. He questions whether she truly understands the impact that her relationship with Ridge has had on her. Taylor hears Deacon's praises. Although he respects her efforts to make things work for the children, she deserves better because they are now adults. He is certain that she must have come to the conclusion that Ridge isn't the right man for her. Her life shouldn't be put on hold any longer. He holds her hand and adds, "No one deserves to be loved as much as she does." Deacon says Taylor is worthy of love. Steffy visits Sheila at Illinois Giardino. She will never comprehend why she kept Luna a secret from everyone. Sheila is cornered by Steffy. They discuss how Lee revived Luna. It was a nightmare, according to Steffy. Sheila is confronted by Steffy regarding Luna. Sheila reassures her that she can continue living her life and won't have to deal with evil ever again. She continues by saying that this nearly caused her to lose her marriage. She is incredibly grateful that he is giving her another chance. Her marriage was salvaged by Taylor. Sheila informs Steffy that Deacon was nearly lost. Steffy is shocked by this. Sheila tells her how Deacon has transformed and opened her heart. When she betrayed him, he left her, but Taylor helped him get over it and return to her. Sheila informs her that Taylor will always owe her for keeping her marriage intact. Steffy learns that Taylor assisted Sheila in getting married. Ridge tells Brooke at the Forrester office how much he adores her lovely grin. There's enough to be happy about, she argues. Brooke is content. They discuss how fortunate they are. He worries about Taylor. She can see why he might be worried about his children's mother. Ridge informs Brooke that Taylor is worried. Brooke is curious about Taylor's future. They discuss her life, career, and selflessness. Brooke wants everyone, even Taylor, to be as happy as they are. Ridge questions whether she is implying that his former partner is seeing someone else. Talk to Taylor man, Brooke Ridge. After 2 minutes of work, they discuss how busy they are. Brooke expresses her admiration for his deep concern for Taylor. When Steffy enters, she yells that he broke her mother's heart. She is reassured by Brooke that she loves her mother. Brooke discusses Taylor's future. Although Steffy is aware of their concern, her mother is more concerned with the future and believes that it is useless to dwell on the past. What is she doing? Ridge wonders. Steffy yells at Brooke. Taylor is okay, according to his daughter. She tells him that because of Brooke, he breached his word to her mother. Although she doesn't like it, Steffy understands. She is confident that her mother understands and will recover as normal. He doesn't have to be concerned. Taylor is motivated by something fresh. Ridge inquires about Mom from Steffy. Brooke believes it's a different man. Steffy is confident that she will find someone who genuinely cares about her happiness. Deacon Sharp, going more slowly than usual and buried in contemplation, wiped down the final table. He looked up and grinned when Taylor Hayes entered, the type of smile that conceals 1,000 unsaid regrets. He tossed the towel over his shoulder and murmured kindly, "Document. I didn't anticipate seeing you here tonight." Taylor smiled a little. "You never anticipate seeing me twice." He pointed to the bar. "Maybe I'm fortunate." Her gaze wandered around the dimly lit restaurant as she slid onto a stool. "Deacon, you've made this location seem genuine. I didn't anticipate that you would continue for this long." He poured her some sparkling water and added, "Yeah, me neither. I guess as I get older, I'm learning commitment." Taylor gave a little laugh. "You look good in it." There was a charged silence, not an uncomfortable one. Once, when they were both attempting to recover from loving somebody who had never truly chosen them, they had shared something quiet and complex. Leaning on the counter was Deacon. "How is living in the drama-filled hills of Forrester going?" Taylor let out a breath. "Predictable. That is the depressing aspect." "Rich?" Deacon surmised. "Always rich," Taylor murmured, half smiling, half crying. "I'm the one standing between them, wondering why I let it matter, even though he says one thing and Brooke says another." With a quiet voice, Deacon examined her. "You still adore him?" Taylor glanced at her drink. "I will always adore him. However, peace and love are not synonymous." He gave a slow nod. "Yes, they can be opposites at times." At that moment, she gave him a serious look. "You would be knowledgeable about that." Deacon's smile wavered. "Perhaps." Taylor became softer. "Do you still consider Sheila?" Like a shadow, the name drifted between them. Deacon inhaled deeply. "I try not to every day." Gently, humanly, Taylor reached across the bar and touched his wrist. "Deacon, that's no longer love. That is what it is to survive." He chuckled, regretfully and quietly. "I guess I'm still figuring out the difference." She gave a small smile. "Perhaps we are both." He turned to face her, the lady who had once witnessed his damaged side without recoiling. "Taylor, you deserve something nice. You should start making your own decisions instead of waiting for Rich to do so." A hint of fragility flickered across her face as it trembled. "How about you?" Wistfully, he grinned. "Perhaps I did already." They exchanged a look that indicated, not now, maybe never, but maybe someday. Act 2, the breaking point for Steffy. Gold streamed through the huge windows of the Forrester mansion across town as it shone with evening light. Steffy barged in as Ridge was reviewing sketches near the fireplace. "She didn't knock." "She didn't." "Really, Dad?" she yelled. Startled, Ridge looked up. "What's happening on, Steffy?" Her words were like glass, and her tone was harsh. "You visited Brooke." "Once more." Ridge let out a familiar, tired sigh. "She is my spouse." Steffy crossed her arms. "You have a habit with her." "Steffy." "No," she interrupted. "You claim to adore your mother. You claim to admire her. But you rush back each time Brooke calls. You come up with justifications. You pretend that it's about history, family, or peace, but it's not. It's all about you. You must be needed by both of them." Ridge clenched his jaw. "That's unfair." "Isn't it?" She fired back. "Mom is out there attempting to start over. You can't bear the fact that she's finally getting better. For heaven's sake, she's even speaking to Deacon once more." Ridge looked aside. "That is untrue." "So, Dad, what is true?" Steffy pushed. "Because I'm tired of acting like this doesn't hurt her every time." His eyes met hers, a mixture of shame and frustration. "I adore your mum. I will always do so. But I have a link with Brooke." Steffy scoffed. "A connection that shatters all of your promises." Her voice abruptly became softer and more emotional. "You don't see it, do you? You inform Mom that Brooke isn't sufficient each time you select her. Additionally, you teach Thomas and me that loyalty is meaningless in this household." Ridge sagged his shoulders. "I don't want to harm anyone, Steffy." "Then cease," she muttered. Quiet. Only the crackling fire between them. Ridge turned to face his daughter, who was fierce, protective, and tragically similar to her mother. "You sound exactly like Taylor." Steffy met his stare, unflinching. "So perhaps you ought to pay attention to one of us at last." Parallel Hearts in Act 3. Taylor stayed at Illinois Giardino long after it had closed. Disregarding logic and his own better judgment, Deacon poured them each a glass of wine. "I ought to leave," Taylor muttered. "Yes," Deacon said, "but you won't." She gave a small smile. "You were always able to read me." He gave a shrug. "We share the same type of brokenness." With a hint of tenderness behind her melancholy, Taylor glanced at him. "Perhaps not damaged. Simply put, incomplete." He laughed. "I don't deserve that kindness." Taylor put down her drink and got to her feet. "Deacon, you're trying." "Most folks can't say that much." After a moment of hesitation, she bent down and planted a kiss on his cheek. It wasn't romantic. It was appreciation. A reminder that being connected doesn't always equate to being destroyed. With the shadow of her warmth remaining on his skin, Deacon watched her go. His phone buzzed after that. A message. The screen displayed just one name. Sheila. We must speak. The evening's serenity broke like glass when he gazed at it. Act 4. Dad and Daughter. Rich took a seat on the couch and massaged his temples. Steffy, you have no idea how difficult. Steffy struck the table with her hand. Quit saying that. The only reason it's complicated is because of you. Anger rising, he stood. Do you believe managing this family is simple? To maintain harmony among those who despise one another? Between Thomas, Brooke, Taylor, and Hope. I believe you avoid choosing a side by hiding behind peace. Steffy sobbed. And Mom pays the price each time you do. Rich's voice fell, harsh and low. I have devoted my entire life to preventing this family from disintegrating. And in the process, you've forgotten how to keep one person whole, Steffy said. That touched down. Pain flickered behind pride as Rich gazed at her. You seem to despise me. Steffy said, I love you. I can't watch you do this anymore because of that. She pivoted to face the door. Where are you heading, Steffy? Rich gave a call. To locate Mom, she murmured. Because she should be reminded that she is more valuable than your indecisiveness. Rich was left staring at the fire and his reflection in the glass as she left. A man with everything. And for some reason, he had nothing to cling to. The cliffhanger in Act V. Taylor strolled out into the night air outside Illinois Giardino, where she could hear distant waves smashing. Steffy texted her when her phone buzzed. I'm coming to you, Mom. We must speak. Dad is here. I'm okay, Taylor said with a frown. When you're close, give me a call. She glanced up in time to see a black SUV coming into the alley at the end of the street, its headlights blazing. The window of the driver's car rolled down. She glimpsed the face behind the wheel for a terrifying moment. Sheila. Alive. Be calm. Grinning. Taylor paused, heart racing, as the automobile passed slowly and deliberately. Deacon went back inside and looked at his phone once more. The note from Sheila blinked unread. We must speak. He let go of the phone. Taylor murmured into the darkness outside. Oh my God. She has returned. When Steffy's automobile arrived at Taylor's beach house, the sky over Malibu was streaked with gold and purple. She had driven too quickly, her hands grasping the wheel as if the world would collapse if she stopped, her chest constricted with anxiety. Only 3 words had been texted by Taylor. I noticed her. No justification. No punctuation. But Steffy understood just who her meant. Carter, Sheila. The air felt cooler than it should have when Steffy got out of the automobile. Once reassuring, the sound of the water was now unsettling. She hammered on the door. Mom? It's me. Taylor's face was pallid as she opened it. She appeared like she hadn't moved since the sighting. Steffy's tone became softer. Did you not see her? Taylor gave a slow, stiff nod, as if acknowledging it made it genuine. She passed by, Taylor muttered. Away from Illinois Giardino. She gave me a direct glance. Steffy froze. Have you made a police call? Steffy, I couldn't even breathe, Taylor said. She was gone by the time I could. Steffy moved forward and embraced her mother. Neither talked for a moment. The sliding glass doors rattled in the wind. Steffy finally muttered, she's back, as she withdrew and flashed her eyes. And we won't allow her to harm anyone once more. Act 2, Mother and Daughter. Still shaking, Taylor collapsed onto the couch. She remarked, I thought she was gone for good. After everything, including the promises, the trial, and the shooting. She was meant to be finished. Steffy paced, her intensity emanating like static. Mom, she never stops. She vanishes for a brief moment so that everyone can breathe, and then she reappears as if she owns the space. Taylor's voice faltered. She appeared composed. I was most afraid of that. Not upset. Just certain. Steffy scowled. Are you certain about what? Taylor paused and considered what to say. Concerning Finn. About each of us. Steffy made a fast turn. Do you believe she has plans? Taylor looked directly into her eyes, which were the same intense blue, full of power and fear. She is constantly making plans. Steffy balled her fists. After that, we'll stop her before she can begin. Taylor made an effort to grin. You sound exactly like your dad. Steffy clenched her jaw. Perhaps he will pay attention this time. Watching the waves crash against the cliffs below, she went to the window. Steffy remarked, Sheila always leaves someone broken when she shows up. I won't allow that to occur once again. Act 3. The Fear Underneath. Taylor got up and put her hand on her daughter's arm. You don't have to do this by yourself, Steffy. You're still recovering. Steffy gasped for air. She shot me, Mum. She almost murdered Finn. How am I supposed to simply go on? Tears welled up in Taylor's eyes. I don't. However, I don't want you to lose yourself to her once more. Steffy's voice cracked as she gazed at her. I can still see her face every time I close my eyes. I occasionally hear her laugh, that terrible, artificial calm. She is now out there once more. A tear was wiped off Taylor's face. Steffy, you are no longer that woman. You're more powerful. You have your family. Finn is with you. Your life has returned to you. Steffy's mouth quivered. However, what if she returns for it? Taylor's voice became more calm and maternal. Then she'll discover the consequences of pushing a Forrester too far. Steffy laughed a little, heartbrokenly. That's my mother. A glimmer of warmth broke through the fear as they grinned. Act 4. The Realization and the Flashback. Later, with her hands still shaking a little, Taylor poured tea for them both. I can't stop thinking about that night, Taylor muttered. When I believed Finn had disappeared, when I believed you had left. Sometimes I still hear the sirens when I wake up. Steffy gave a modest nod. Me and you both. With sparkling eyes, Taylor turned to see her daughter. I held myself responsible. For a long time. For failing to save you. For failing to see Sheila earlier. Steffy's tone became softer. You cannot hold yourself responsible for her actions. Taylor gave a head shake. She has a talent for spotting weaknesses in both individuals and families. And after she enters. For her, Steffy completed the phrase. She never goes anywhere. With a stern voice now, Taylor put down her cup. Then perhaps it's time to give up waiting for her to strike. Perhaps it's time to locate her first. Steffy gave a blink. Mom. Taylor's eyes tightened, determined rather than careless. Steffy, I'm sick of being scared. I'm sick of allowing that woman to dictate how we breathe. Steffy hesitated, caught between admiration and terror. Are you serious about that? Taylor gave a nod. Sheila has chosen the wrong family this time if she wants to play games. Act V. Shadows and Strength. The ocean below glowed silver in the moonlight as the two women stood together on the balcony hours later. With her hair blowing in the wind, Steffy rested on the railing. You know what's absurd? I used to believe that I detested her because she posed a threat. However, it goes beyond that. She caused me to question my identity, which is why I despise her. Taylor's pride was evident as she gazed at her daughter. I know no stronger woman than you. Steffy's tone became softer. Because of you. Fragile but genuine, Taylor grinned. So let's unite and be strong. They stood shoulder to shoulder, their hearts together despite the quiet between them. Up to the buzzing of Taylor's phone. Unknown number appeared on the screen. She scowled. Most likely spam. However, the voice on the other end caused her face bleed. Hi, Taylor. That distinct, serene tone. You shouldn't be scared. I wanted to let you know that I'm at home. Taylor's hand shook. Sheila. Startled, Steffy turned. What? What is it? With a trembling voice, Taylor carefully lowered the phone. She has returned. She's in Los Angeles. The mixture of fear and rage that made Steffy's father's blood race through her veins clouded her eyes. Steffy remarked, then she just made her last mistake. The cliffhanger in Act 6. Steffy was by herself outside later that evening, gazing out at the sea. Her refusal to cry was captured by the moonlight. Taylor silently joined her from behind. Are you all right? Steffy gave one nod. No. However, I will be. Taylor put her hand on her daughter's shoulder. Together, we'll manage this. With her eyes set on the horizon, Steffy nodded once again. Sheila believes she can torment us indefinitely. She would soon discover, though, that foresters are not runners. We battle. The waves crashed louder and harder as the wind increased, perhaps repeating the promise. Taylor's phone buzzed inside once again. One more message. Once something has begun, it cannot be stopped. Outside, the camera lingered on Steffy's reflection in the glass, her powerful, uncompromising face illuminated by moonlight. Then, dimly, headlights flickered across the street, revealing an unknown car idling. The outline of Sheila. Observing. Grinning.